One of my clients asked me the other day if I think they should do meditation. It's an interesting word, do. It's the separation from the person and the act. I've been thinking about this a lot. And when I look at a lot of breathwork classes out there, meditation and so on, people just look for effects within the session, not outside the session. Not necessarily anyway. I think it's all about how good a session they can have rather than actually use it to transform their life. And I think we use it as terms of stress relief, a release of emotion, all those sorts of things rather than its original intention, which I want to try and share with you today so you understand it more, so it will benefit your life more and actually what we're trying to achieve through the practice of meditation. So if we look at the ancient warriors, meditation for them was not an escape from life, but actually part of life itself, so they could see the truth and reality of what was around them. You look at the samurai, they were avid meditators. They did Zen meditation. They didn't do it because they wanted to relieve some stress. Can you imagine a samurai jumping up after a meditation session and saying, "Oh, I feel so much more relaxed now"? It's kind of comical. That's not the reason they did it. They lived in such harsh times. They meditated so that they could have heightened focus, a presence, an awareness, and the ability to see things as they really are. So if they needed to, they could react instantaneously without any hesitation. It was also about them coming to terms with their own death because of the way they lived, being comfortable with their own death, which is why they used to say meditate on one's own death. So these sorts of things were very, very different. But it was about becoming free from the thoughts and feelings that could hinder us. Now, Japan's greatest swordsman, Musashi, he went into this in a little bit more detail. So he wrote in his book, A Book of Five Rings, about the perceiving eye and the observing eye. So the observing eye is that ability to see things exactly as they really are, without any kind of distortion or dilution at all, so that Musashi could react in an instant. So it was about looking at the truth of things, only what needed to be seen. But then you look at the perceiving eye, and it was about the person bringing all their own baggage to every situation. Their thoughts, their memories, all the conditioned habits that they have, which then become part of the situation in front of them. So it didn't serve anybody at all, and that was called the perceiving eye. It involved holding a lot of fear, seeing things with your own fear, insurmountable obstacles, which is what we can see a lot in daily life at the moment. So that was the perceiving eye. So Musashi brilliantly described the difference between the observing eye, looking at things as they really are so you can make a correct decision, and the perceiving eye, bringing someone's own baggage along to every single situation. And do you remember that film, a wonderful film? I know it was far-fetched. I've read the original book, and it was The Last Samurai with Tom Cruise. It's a great movie. And there's a bit in the film where Tom Cruise is walking around the village as the general who's been kept hostage in the village by the samurai. And he says, "I've never seen so much discipline they spend each day devoted to what they're trying to achieve." Well, that is the path of discipline. When you think about it, how can you be truly disciplined and go after what you want with a clear mind if you're bringing all your habits with you, if you're bringing all your fears with you? And this is why the personal development industry doesn't go deep enough on this, because they all say, choose a goal you want to achieve, start from the end, look at where you are now and where you want to go. It's not bad advice, but if you're going to bring all your past with you, all your fears, all your memories, all your thoughts that condition you to stay where you are, you're never going to achieve anything. So that sort of meditation where they burn away the parts of us that you were never supposed to be, the parts of you that are holding you back, it is very, very effective. So I think this sort of meditation and living life that way results in a form of self-discipline that's rarely matched. So what we're looking for is that complete stillness of the mind, where we can act and see things in their most truthful form. Because as soon as it's obscured by our own interpretation of it based on the very character we want to escape from, things are never seen in the truthful components that they present themselves in. So what does this look like? For me personally, I meditate every morning. There's nothing fancy about what I do. Yes, I do some breath work. I do some longer forms of meditation. But I also try and take that mindset into when I hit the pads, when I hit the bag, when I'm working, when I'm writing. So there's no distraction. So you get a form of self-discipline that's really powerful, because what you want to do is you want to be free from feelings, you want to be free from thoughts, to focus on the one thing you need to get done. And it's extremely powerful. It's a life changer, but not if you look at it as a contained, separate practice where you just go into it for stress relief or for health benefits or something else. That was never its true purpose and intention. So it's about a heightened living of life, a reality-based life. And there's an intelligence to this too. It was the great Indian guru Krishnamurti that once said that there's no intelligence in the presence of fear. I totally agree, because obviously if you're frightened and you live life from fear, you're never going to see things the way they are. You're always going to be making decisions and opinions based on your fear. People vote that way. They voted that way last time, politically, based on their fear, rather than seeing things as they really are and seeing the people involved as they really are and what their messages are. So there's profound benefits from performing meditation as a way of life, to become free from your thoughts and feelings and your memories and all your baggage when you really want to focus on something worthwhile, or you just want to see the reality of something. It's incredibly powerful, and I cannot recommend it enough. But remember, meditation is to see the truth in your life, not to distract you from it. There's a big difference there.